Hi everybody, Cynthia here with another Jingle Jangle Christmas series video. And I did tell you guys in the previous video I would be back because I figured out how, the dimensions of this box, and I'll want to share it with you. Okay, so I just have another gift tag from the scrap paper. And this I used, this stamp. I got it at Michael's a long time ago. I used some pink and white twine I got from the Dollar Tree. And this paper I used is from a very old paper stack. And I have tons of scraps of this. But it's actually a Martha Stewart paper pad. And I still have a lot I could use yet, but that's the paper pad I used. And then I just used a sheet of pink cardstock, which we're going to use in the video. And so it just opens up in the front, and it's another flip lid box. So y'all can see the sides there. And inside I housed one of my little wine cork snowman ornaments I made, and I do have a video on this, so I'll post a link below to that. And then it also housed two of my ribbon candy ornaments, which I also have a video on this that I will post below. So I was able to fit two in there, and I also have some of this Dollar Tree decorative shred inside. So it's a pretty decent sized box. I also thought you could put wax paper in this, and if you like to make chocolate covered pretzel rods, you can probably fit them in here. I haven't done the measurements though, but I'm thinking they'll probably fit in here. And you can gift those, or you know, all kinds of yummy treats. It's a pretty decent size. When I measured it out, it measures 8 by 3 by 2. So let's get started. Set this one aside. You're going to need a sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock. Sorry about that, I bumped my camera. And line it up, and you're going to score at 2 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches, and again at 10 inches. Flip it. You're going to score at 2 inches, and all the way over here at the 10-inch mark. Set your scoreboard aside, and you're going to want to fold up all of your score lines. I love making all sorts of treat boxes and gift boxes. And lately I've been kind of obsessed with the flip lid, but I'll get over it soon and create other ones, I promise. Okay. So on the flaps here, you're going to want to cut on all of these score lines right up to this score line. Just don't cut past. And then we're going to flip it around. And cut the lines on the other side as well. Okay, so you should have 5 flaps, 3 small ones and 2 large ones on each side of your box. So what we're going to do is bring these two together, and this section here is going to be our lid. I'm just going to fold it back for now. so it makes it easier to see. I'm going to get out some liquid glue, and I'm going to add it to my smaller flaps. So if you guys started watching Christmas movies, I know I have. Something about a Christmas movie that brings me a lot of joy, perks me up, gets me in the mood to craft as well. Okay, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. 2 little flaps on the inside though, okay? Add some adhesive to this one. And like I said in a previous video, you can mat your box before you assemble it if you're more comfortable doing that. I like to assemble mine first and then do it, but it's entirely up to you. I would just mark the flaps that you're not going to, you know, put mats on so you don't do it by accident. Like I have several times. And that's why I put my box together first, if I can. I mean, if it's an easier type of a box, I won't do that. Okay, so this box here, you're gonna put the little flaps on the inside, like this. But I like to close it up. Okay, so what we're gonna do, close up our box and just add adhesive to the smaller flap, not this one. Okay, so let's close this up nice and add adhesive here. And just close the flap down. Open it back up. And run your bone folder over it. I like to close the box because then I know it's not going to be too snug when you know, if you put them together sometimes like this and then you go to close it, it's just a little wonky. So I like to close it up first. Personal preference, y'all can do whatever you like. Okay, so we're going to add glue to this little flap first. Okay, and then you're just going to close the larger flap right over it. Actually, I'm going to open this up. For some reason, it's not. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it at an angle like I did the other box. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to go from this corner to this corner with my scissors. And I'm going to cut that off. You can draw a line if you feel you need to. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. Okay. I have a little piece sticking out here. I want to trim that off. I do not like... I like everything nice and flush. So if you see that, just give it a quick trim like I did. Okay, so the mats. For the top mat here and the bottom mat, let me get all of these out. Okay, these two mats here, They measure 7 3/4 by 2 3/4 inches. I'm going to do the bottom right away. And then you're going to need 3 pieces for this front, and the back piece here. I call them my long sides. So your long sides, you want those to measure 7 3/4 by 1 3/4. And then you're going to need 3 side pieces, which I'll give you the measurements for in a second. Okay. Go in my bone folder over that. Do the back here. Make sure my pattern is going the right way. That's one thing you have to watch when you're cutting your paper, that your pattern is facing, you know. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if you're not. You don't want your packages upside down, you know, when they're facing this way. Okay, so you're going to need 3 pieces for your side panels. So underneath here, these pieces measure 2 3/4 inches long by 1 3/4. And then what you're going to want to do to create the angle piece here, you need 2 of these, and then you're going to need an extra one, and you're going to take your scissor, and you're going to, or you can put it in your cutter, whatever you prefer, and you're going to cut from this point to this point at an angle, and then you will have your angled pieces. Okay, let me see if I can do this one. It's upside down, but you're just going to cut, and then you end up with your pieces, side pieces for the box. So let me put my side panel on. I actually ended up using 2 pieces to cut the angles, so I didn't have to put my pattern on upside down or backwards. So you may have to do that as well. You may have to cut one piece at an angle and then turn it around and cut this piece, so you can have the pattern facing the same way on each side. But if you have a pattern like this, it won't really matter, like a snowflake. But if you have packages or things like that, you may want to take your time and really figure out your angle. Let's do this side, and then I'm going to take my 1-inch cutter, my 1-inch circle punch rather, and I'm going to punch like a half moon in the center of the front part of my lid, and it just makes it a little bit easier to open and close your box. back up. Okay, so this is the lid part here. Just going to take my 1-inch circle punch, and I'm going to try to eyeball the center of my box here. That looks pretty good. I'm going to go in halfway with my circle punch and just punch out a half moon piece. So that's when it's closed, you can easily pull it apart. And then all I did was took some pink and white twine and wrapped it around. You can use, you don't even really need to do this. I just wanted to dress up the box a little. You could put a nice big bow on the top with a gift tag, you know, however you like to decorate your packages. So I kind of pulled these together, twisted them together. I'm not going to knot it there though, because I want to add my gift tag on before I actually create my bow. Just going to grab this end piece here and my tag. And then I'll just make a loop. And tie that on. And that's it, guys. That's how I created this box. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for watching. And if you give it a try, I hope you have fun making yours. Take care and happy crafting.